Live from Detroit, Michigan, this is the Honestly Sis podcast.
Drew Prince Music.
This week quote is from Beyonce's School in Life. This is for them 30-somethings that didn't turn out exactly how your mom and dad wanted you to be. From this day forth, we shall declare Wednesdays Honest Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, I will provide you with an honest podcast about life, love, spirituality, or adulting. This podcast is my first time stepping out of my writer's closet. I may say some real shit and I may say some dumb shit, but either way, I'm going to talk my shit. I am terrified at the idea of doing this podcast by myself, but I'm still going to do it because sometimes you have to do shit scared. Honestly Sis has been a newsletter for the last 7 years, but the growth has been at a standstill. After realizing how much this space has changed my life, I have decided to recreate Honestly Sis and introduce it to the world in a new form. So please know that these letters are retroactively written. Each week, I will read a new letter, give some healing guidance, and then debrief. It will be a fun exercise of personal reflection in public form. If you would like to know what I'm up to these days, please make sure you subscribe to the Honestly Sis newsletter at www.honestlysis.com because a new season will be dropping this fall. Now back to our newbies. Please know that I am no master or guru. I pride myself on being both the student and the teacher. And if you don't believe me, just ask anyone who has attended my yoga class. Since I will be revealing some personal information, I ask that you keep a few things in mind. So let's just say we have a couple of rules. Rule number 1, please be open-minded. I can find God talk in interviews, books, television shows, movies, podcasts, or even reading someone's tweet. It may sometimes seem random and a little all over the place, but I promise I will stick the landing if you stick through to the end. I always find a way to connect the dots. 2, please be kind. I am not trying to be politically correct or academic. This podcast is grounded in my personal life and my personal experience. If you disagree, note it. But please, please do not judge me or drag me too harshly. 3, sharing is caring. The scary part about being a writer is that our success rests in your hands. And by your hands, I mean you, the listener, or you, the reader. We can write till we're blue in the face, but the sweet part is when we can connect. For me to reach my dreams, I need your love, your energy, and your support. If you want to show your love, and support, please share this podcast to a friend, a coworker, a lover, hell, even a friend of me. Despite what social media tries to tell you, word of mouth is still the best marketing tool alive. Number 4, please don't be afraid to talk to me. Writing can be a lonely sport. Like all humans, I crave connection and external validation. I'm still working on the last part, y'all. How I think is one of my favorite things about myself, and I value being told that I am smart, and I love being told that. And our final rule is don't be afraid to talk to me. Writing can be a lonely sport. Like humans, I crave connection and external validation. I'm still working on the last part. How I think is one of my favorite things about myself. I value being smart, and I love being told that I am so. So please write, comment, or send in your letter. If you're watching this on Substack, do not be afraid to, write in those comment section. This newsletter, this space, I am trying to build community. So in order to build that community, I'm going to need you. If you are listening to this on your favorite podcast device, then you can contact me you can subscribe at www.honestlysis.com. But if you want to contact me or email me, you can always do that at honestlysis@gmail.com. I really, truly want to hear from you. If you want to love on me, I will gratefully take it and enjoy it. Who am I? My name is Honest Am. I am a project accounting, but I identify as a writer. I have been working on a queer supernatural thriller for the last 10 years, and I fully plan on becoming a New York Times bestselling author. Come on, guys. My dream is to spend my days taking care of my kids, writing, and telling stories. So, this podcast is a step in that direction. I also have a YouTube channel under the same name, Honestly Sis, where I used to channel tarot, where I channel. I also have a YouTube channel under the same name, Honestly Sis, where I channel guidance on how to become the alchemist of your life. Look back that for later. I am 5 years removed from a 7-year relationship that taught me a lot about myself and my patterns around love. I have been spending the last few years being consciously single and working on myself. But I'm also reaching the point where I'm open to the possibility of love again. Though I'll admit love is not the only thing on my mind. This year, I am focused on writing, having fun, and allowing God to handle everything else. Because if God can create heaven and earth, why not let him take the reins of my love life? Can I get an amen out there? I have recently taken a break from teaching yoga every Tuesday morning in downtown Detroit, and I've been natural for the last 8 years. I'm in a constant battle with my weight, but honestly, for the first time in my life, I actually feel very good in my body, despite it not being where I want it to be. At 35, I can honestly say that I truly feel like myself on the inside and out. It took a while for me to get here, but I'm finally here. I can honestly say that baby Ann will be very, very proud of me. I've also dabbled into sound healing, meditation, Reiki, channel balancing, crystals, and yoni eggs. Long story short, I am a seeker. I believe in the power of the universe and the need to protect your energy. I love God and talk to Him all the time, but I am not feeling organized religion right now. I'm excited about my life and my future, but like you, I sometimes have my moments of doubts. And despite being this channeler who gets visions from flashes from the future, I also too still doubt. English wasn't my favorite subject in school, but writing is where I most feel like myself. I also don't feel like the same person I was in college or in my early 20s. At that time, I was addicted to weave, men, and attention. I didn't know myself or what I like to do outside of work. Before I got to where I am now, I had lost my coveted job at a big four accounting firm, a few friends, and damn near my mind. I spent an entire summer depressed and embarrassed because every major company in Detroit rejected me. I was living off my 401k in that rock bottom, and in my darkest moments, I thought there was no way I could make it back from all of this. My confidence was shattered. And so honestly, sis was created out of me trying to dig myself out of that hole. But that summer wasn't a complete waste. That summer was when I wrote my first draft of my novel. I finished it and I felt this sense of accomplishment overwhelm me. I wanted to share it with everyone, so I sent it over to my friend Chris. And honestly, now y'all, I kind of wish I can like physically go back into people's mailbox and take that fucking draft away because, like all first drafts, it's as I waited, I read the pages and something sparked inside of me. I don't know if it was holding the pages or Chris' little note at the bottom that says, I can see this as a movie. But that draft made me feel like I had something to go after. And that's a feeling I hadn't felt for some time. I don't know if Chris was just being a good friend, but her comment truly put a battery in my back. If she could see the plot out of my messy first draft, and it was a mess, I could be on to something. The page is somewhere where I always felt like I could express myself, and now I'm trying to do that out loud. My healing journey has not been an easy one, but it has been worth it. I want to share my journey to show other seekers and healers and curse breakers out there that this spiritual shit is real and you are not alone. I'm also doing it as my own little test to the universe, like saying if I can, like, it's like a little experiment. If I put these wishes and hopes and dreams out there, will the universe hear me? These last 5 years has taught me that there's only so much healing you can do on your own. Life is a group project, but like a classroom, you have to do your own work. This journey has taught me to have discernment and to trust myself. It has tested my loyalty, tested my heart, but each time I have chose to keep my heart open and to believe in God and the best for myself. I made some horrible choices, and this space is to talk about all of it because I'm not ashamed of who I am or who I have been in my past because ultimately it made me who I am today. My greatest hope for every man, woman, or him, she, or her listening to this podcast is for them to know that your pain and trauma does not have to define you. You choose who you want to be. It is okay to say that you don't know what the fuck is going on or that you're just a little bit scared. It happens. It's human. Embrace it. Social media has everybody trying to strive for perfection, but honestly, sis, that shit just doesn't exist. It's okay to be at your ugly duckling stage or your grinding stage. It's okay to be a late bloomer or to admit out loud that you lost yourself. Now you see where I'm coming from? I'm going to be hella transparent, hella honest, hella real, and I hope that it is entertaining, but also a little bit thought provoking. So bring a friend along so that we can heal and grow together. Honestly, Sis is a weekly podcast. I will see you next week for the first installment. True Prince Music. So that is our very first newsletter of this week. Reading back over that newsletter, it was, I've of course had to go back and update it to make it more present. But for the most part, that was my very first newsletter I ever wrote in this space. The reason why I changed some things around, the two things that I changed is when I first began this space, that sharing is caring. I actually asked them to, protect this space. You can share it to your friend, but try not to post on social media. And when I tell you intentions are real, because honestly, sis, did become a safe space. It did become this place where I could just write what I felt and just, walk away and not have to worry about any back and forth or anybody sending mean comments to me. But it's like when you create safe spaces, sometimes you block yourself in and sometimes you stop your growth and you stop yourself from expanding to all the people who may want to hear and learn from you. And so this time around, I said that sharing is caring. I'm opening up this space, I'm putting it out there, and I'm just going to trust the universe to deliver me my tribe and my audience. Okay. Next week, you're going to have your very first activation, which is where we're going to get into that channeling. And then after that, we're going to get into the newsletter. We're going to do a deep dive, and then we'll wrap it on up with some debriefs and some questions. I am so fucking excited about this space. I'm so happy that I'm finally just doing this. And I just hope you are as well. So if you love this, you liked what you just listened to, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you come back, grab a friend, bring a friend along. And I will see you next week for the rest of our journey. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Our beautiful theme music has been provided by. This episode was written, produced by me. And remember, this is an independently owned and independently operated company. So if you want to subscribe or to support this space, please find us and donate at www.honestlysis.com. See you next week.